welcome to the New Virginians.
Lives in the city, and I'm a man who lives in the street. FLA, Papa Frisco Bay, everywhere in between. Coast to coast, there's a question. Everybody's always asking me. People want to know everywhere I go. What can the answer be? I tell them music is the doctor. Makes you feel like you want to. You gotta listen to the doctor. Yeah, like you ought to.
recognize those songs by the award-winning Judds, who just earned the title of Best Duo of the Year. You know, there are a lot of great female country stars who keep coming up with great hits, like Dolly Parton. Oh, why'd you come in here looking like that, in your cowboy boots and your painted on jeans, all decked out like a cowgirl's dream? Why'd you come in here looking like that? Here comes my baby, he's dragging my heart behind, he's running me crazy. Well, who says love is blind? He's got a wandering eye and a troubling mind, big ideas and a little behind, out with a different woman every night. And I remember when he was mine. Oh, why'd you come in here looking like that, in your high-heeled boots and your painted-on jeans, all decked out like a cowgirl's dream? What's around in here looking like that? I just can't stand it. You see him on the town, he's out slow dancing with every girl around. Well, I'm a soft-hearted woman, he's a hard-headed man, and he's gonna make it feel just as bad as he can. He's got all over me, like a half a mile wide. I remember when he was mine. Oh, why'd you come in here looking like that, in your cowboy boots and your painted-on jeans, all decked out like a cowgirl's dream? What's the night in here looking like that? Why'd you come in here looking like that? You can stop trying to get a gun, he said. While you're wrong, it's giving me a heart attack. When you waltz right in here looking like that, why'd you come in here looking like that? Why'd you come in here looking like that? Thank you. Well, we mentioned some great country singers, but there's one country star who doesn't have to sing a note to be recognized. I'm just so proud to be here. Y'all are having a good time. Them New Virginians, ain't they just the loveliest group of young'uns you ever, with all this fine music and ooh, them good-looking feathers. I tell you, I just love to look at them. Don't do me a bit of good, but I love to look at them anyhow. You know, I was backstage earlier getting me something to drink, and I seen me the prettiest feller I ever seen in my whole life. You know, I couldn't believe it neither, because he walked right up to me and he said to me, "Howdy there, Minnie." Well, y'all know that good-looking feller I was just trying to tell y'all about? That ain't him. How in the world are you, Rod Brashfield?
Well, I'm not doing too good, Minnie. See, I got myself a splitting headache, yes, sir. See, I was backstage there before the show, just a splashing on some of that there toilet water. Dang lid fell and hit me right on the head. I just don't understand.
Rodney, you're looking a little flushed.
Minnie, how's things down in Grinders Switch?
Ooh, everything's fine down in Grinders. You remember my Uncle Nabob, don't you? Ooh, he ain't doing too good, no, he ain't. See, he been coming in late again, so Aunt Ambrosia got him good. Yes, she did. She went down to Sip Sewell's supermarket, and she bought herself one of them masks like them kids wear at Halloween. Of course, she didn't need one. Anyhow, then she got herself this long sheet, put it on the bottom half her, and she went out there and she hid in them bushes. It's a popular place out in them bushes, huh, Ron? Of course we wouldn't know. Anyhow, long about midnight, here come Uncle Nabob, just staggering on in. And Aunt Ambrosia jumped out of them bushes and she hollered, "Boo! And the devil!" Uncle Nabob said, "Well, shake hands with your kinfolk, because I done married your sister." Did I go too fast for y'all over here, or what?
You know, Minnie, I went down and got myself a haircut the other day, yes, sir. Couldn't go to the barber, though. They's closed on Tuesday. So I had to go to one of their beauty saloons, yes, sir. And I was sitting right inside there, and along come the ugliest woman I ever set eyes on. Yes, sir, she walked right in that door. I had to close my eyes. But she must have had an appointment because that beautician looked at her and said, Miss Johnson, come on back here. Took her back to one of them funny chairs. Well, that lady sat down in that chair and she let out a big old sigh. And she said, oh, Lord, I am so tired, I don't know which end is up. That beautician looked at her and said, lady, you better decide quick because I'm fixing the shampoo.
Oh, Ron, you ought to get that fixed. Ron, guess what happened to me the other day? I'm walking downtown and I done got held up. Yes, I did. This fella come up to me, stuck a gun in my ribs, and he said, lady, give me all your money. Well, I said, I ain't got no money. So he commenced to frisking me up and down, and up and down. He said, you sure ain't got no money, do ya? I said, no, I ain't. But you do that again and I'll write you a check. Oh, y'all up in the balcony ain't getting none of this, sorry, y'all stay.
Man, let me ask you something. You remember my girlfriend, Bo Brunda?
Ooh, how could I forget?
Yes, sir. Well, let me tell you something. Last Friday night, we was out on a date, and I got Bo Brunda up there to Lover's Leap. Yes, I did. And, well, we was getting along quite well there, and getting all romantic and such. And I said, Bo Brunda, would you like to get in the back seat? And she looked at me and said, no, Rodney, I believe I'll stay up here with you.
Oh, bless your heart, Rodney.
You know it ain't getting no better than this, don't you?
Y'all better laugh.
Got what you paid for, didn't you?
Rodney, you know what I got and done this morning? I went down to that there supermarket and I got myself a brand new pair of white cotton stockings.
So
do you like it?
I do like it.
You know what they say about us women who wear these white cotton stockings, don't you?
No, Minnie, what do they say about the women who wear the white cotton stockings?
Nothing.
Now don't coach you saying that now, Minnie. You know darn well that I think you're just about the prettiest woman I ever set eyes on.
Oh,
Yes,
bless your
sir.
heart.
In fact, I would be pleased and obliged if you would allow me to walk you home after the show, 'cause you know how I loves to walk home experienced women, yes, sir.
Rod Brassfield, you know good and well I ain't experienced.
You ain't home yet, neither.
Nice folks a song that just make your hair fall out, but I see some of y'all's done heard it already.
Fella back there's heard it 3 or 4 times.
So y'all just sit back and listen to the rest of the New Virginian show.
Some of the old classic music and some of the new.
But all of it's that good old all-American fun. Let her go, boys.
There's a tree out in the backyard that never has been broken by the wind, and the reason it's still standing, it was strong enough to bend. For years we have stayed together as lovers and as friends. What we have will last forever if we're strong enough to bend. You say something that you can't take back. Big wind blows and you hear them cry. You say they might be wrong.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We are delighted to be here. My name is John Howell. I have the privilege of directing this great group of talented kids and traveling all over with them and demonstrating for all kinds of people just the kind of talent, the kind of hard work, the kind of importance our young people are for us nowadays, because these are the people who in a few years are going to be graduating, they're going to be out in their different fields, they're going to become the leaders of tomorrow. And I'm very, very proud of what they are all doing. We are pleased to be here in Pikeville. It's our first time here. It was just so much fun climbing up your famous 99 steps. Ooh. Oxygen up at the top. Every year when we sit down to put our show together, we have one goal in mind. We try to put together the best, good, old-fashioned, all-American variety show that we can. And that means looking at some of the old music, the old songs, the things that have been traditional, that have gone over for a long time, looking at some of the new things that are coming along. And sometimes the music business itself helps us make those decisions. Back in 84 or 85, there was a song that was up on the charts, and it was a good song. We used it in our show. Just this past year, it has come back because it was sung by Bette Midler in the song in the movie Beaches. And so we are pleased to bring it back, and I am pleased to introduce to you a very talented young lady from Marion, Virginia, by the name of Jeannie Smith, singing "The Wind Beneath My Wings."
It must have been cold there in my shadow, never have sunlight on your face. You are content to let me shine, that's your way. You always walked a step behind. So I was the one with all the glory, while you were the one with all the strength. Beautiful face without a name for so long, and I never once heard you complain. Did you ever know that you're my hero? You're everything I would like to be.
movies. All we have to do is go back to the late 50s and early 60s to hear some of the real love songs, the ones with so much feeling in them. great 60 songs are being brought back, very often to be featured in movies. That's the case with this next song, which was brought back for the movie Streets of Fire. You've heard, I'm sure, of the Beach Boys. Ladies and gentlemen, we're proud to present the Beach Bums. Hey. you'd get a variety of music tonight. Let me tell you a little something about this group, because obviously this is not your standard college concert choir. We started back in the 1960s when Virginia Tech, even though it was Virginia's land-grant college, was a very small, about 5,000 students, almost all male, almost all military, Corps of Cadets. And the president of the university at that time decided that the potential was there to become a major national university. And he started doing a lot of different things to make that happen. One of the things he did was to bring in a young man who had been a member of the Purdue Glee Club at Purdue University, which of course was very well known all over the country for the great public relations job they did for Purdue. And his job was to take the VPI Glee Club and turn them into a public relations, clean-cut, good entertainment group that would represent the university. Well, a few years later, in 1972, there was such a change on the campus. Women had been, a lot of women now on the campus. It was getting bigger and bigger, and the group decided to go co-ed, became the New Virginians in 1972, and has continued to this day representing the university and enjoying it a great deal. Something you might be interested in, the performers on this stage, the members of the group, come from every school, every major on the Virginia Tech campus. We have exactly one music major in the group. We have exactly one theater major in the group. Everyone else, even though they're very talented performers and they enjoy performing, are getting degrees in something they can earn a living at. This shows their intelligence. Every year, to give them a little more professional experience, we do something that a lot of college groups don't. We go into a professional recording studio and produce an album. And not only does that give very important experience to our performers, but it also allows us to offer our audiences a little something extra. And these are a couple of our recent record albums, American Made and Headed for the Future. And we cannot hold up our 1989 album and show you here because this year we decided we had to go the way the whole record industry is going. We did not make a 12-inch LP, just the cassette tape. And for our 1990 album, which we're just about ready to send off for production, we will be producing that on cassette and CD. Very first time we have done CDs. We're very excited about that. But there's such a variety of music on these albums. If you enjoy what you see tonight, I think you would enjoy taking some of them home with you. And of course, then we'd have enough money to put fuel in the trunk and get it back to Virginia. I'd like you to meet a couple of our performers. Both of them are veteran performers. The man here who has more talent than meets the eye, because he's not only a wonderful performer, and for the past 2 summers has been a soloist at the King's Dominion theme park in Richmond, Virginia, but he also has the very rare and wonderful talent of being able to write songs, very good songs, and his songs, 2 of his songs are on our last 2 albums. From Annandale, Virginia, Mr. Jay Fleming. And a young lady here who I always enjoy talking about her when we come to Kentucky. She is a native of the big city, Rush. Last summer, her talent was also recognized. She spent the summer entertaining at Opryland, USA, one of our 2 performers who were at Opryland last summer, on the General Jackson riverboat. And Laura has also, in the past, done a great many different things. She had the privilege of working with Fred Waring during the last summer of his life and got a lot out of that experience. And in 1985, she represented the state of Kentucky as Kentucky's Junior Miss, Miss Laura McLaughlin. Thank you both for joining us out here. And we would like to continue by turning our attention to Broadway. Watching the Tony Awards, the theater awards, a couple of months ago, I just happened to have my video recorder on, luckily, because Liza Minnelli sang a song that was so new, it had never been performed in public before. It's the big song from a new show that's in production in London right now called Jekyll and Hyde. And I loved the song. We put together an arrangement of it. And right now I would like to ask Miss Laura McLaughlin to sing it for you. It's called A New Life.
What I wouldn't give to have a new life. One thing I have learned as I go through life, nothing is for free along the way. A new start, that's the thing I need to give me new heart. Have the chance in life to find a new part, just a simple role that I can play. A new hope, something to convince me to renew hope.
written by Andrew Lloyd Webber, that were playing simultaneously on Broadway just a couple of years ago. It's never happened to another composer, and it happened to him twice. The ideas for his shows come from such a wide variety of places. Starlight Express was originally a children's entertainment. The Phantom of the Opera, pure Victorian melodrama. Cats came out of the whimsical poetry of T.S. Eliot. Song and Dance was originally two separate classical compositions. Evita, the true story of Argentina's Eva Perón, and Jesus Christ Superstar, a retelling in the language and images of the 1960s of the biblical story. Tonight we'd like to pay tribute to Andrew Lloyd Webber and enjoy with you some of the highlights of his first 20 years in the musical theater.
Stars
so well known for different new ideas and for stage effects that are almost more magical than they are theatrical, that it's hard to remember that he also writes some of the most beautiful ballads in the business, very often for his leading ladies, as these songs from Evita, Song and Dance, and Cats.
Don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth is I never left you. All through my wild days, my mad existence, I kept my promise. Don't keep your distance. Don't cry for me, Argentina. smile at the old days. I was beautiful then. I remember the time I knew what happiness was. Let the memory begin again. Touch me, it's so easy to leave me alone with the memory of my days in the sun. If you touch me, you'll understand what happiness is. A new day has begun.
Jellicle cats come out tonight. Jellicle cats come one, come all. The Jellicle moon is shining bright. Jellicles come to the Jellicle ball. Jellicle cats come out tonight. Jellicle cats come one, come all. The Jellicle moon is shining bright. Jellicles come to the Jellicle ball. Are you blind when you're born?
Can you see in the dark?
Are you clean to be seen when you're smelling a rat?
When you fall on your head, do you land on your feet?
If you do and you are, you're a Jellicle cat. Because Jellicles are and Jellicles do. Jellicles do and Jellicles would. Jellicles would and Jellicles can. Jellicles can and Jellicles do. Jellicles can and Jellicles do.
Concentrating now on the wonderful excitement of our contemporary music. Music that makes you feel like you're really living right.
Right now, we're gonna brighten it up a little bit, bring it back to 1989. All you gotta do is turn on the radio and you hear a lot of great music nowadays. Well, 6 of the songs you're about to hear have been killers in 1989, and we're gonna get it going right now.
47 deadbeats living in a back street, north, east, and west, south, all in the same house, sitting in a back room waiting for the big boom. I'm in another room waiting for my baby. She's so mean, but I don't care. Love her eyes and her wild hair. Dance to the beat that we like best. Heading for the 90s, living in the wild, wild west. The wild, wild west. Mary's in the back room, she's having lots of fun. Sheriff's on the airwaves, talking to the DJs. 47 heartbeats, beating like a drum. You gotta live it up, beat it up. Ronnie's got a new gun. She's so mean, but I don't care. Her eyes and her wild, wild hair. Dance to the beat that we like best. Heading for the 90s, living in the wild, wild west. The wild, wild west. Yeah, the wild west.
This kind of love is mythical, and they're anything but typical.
Tell me.
She's a crazy unicorn, she's a powerful force. You're a vice with the farm, there's no other choice. But she just look good to me. Now I find her simply irresistible.
just a sampling of what's been happening on the Top 40 of 1989. I tell you, we are very lucky to have the amount of talent we have on the front of this stage to draw from, because every one of those songs is different. But I'll tell you something else. Nobody on the front of the stage could do what they do if it weren't for the fellows on the back of the stage who are able to switch styles to duplicate anything on a record and do a great job of it. The New Virginians Show Band. Too much, don't want to get paid. Let me take just a second, acknowledge and introduce them to you. We have one freshman in the band this year. Our percussionist is from Fredericksburg, Virginia, Joey Whitesides. Our drummer is from Pocosin, Virginia, James Heyman. Playing guitar from Virginia Beach, Virginia, Andrew Gibbs. And on bass guitar from Short Pump, Virginia, Rob Childs. Playing synthesizers from King George, Virginia, Tony Rice. Our sax section from Baltimore, Maryland, Steve Davenport. From Culpeper, Virginia, Dennis Tate. Trombonist from Mount Airy, North Carolina, Kerry Boyd. And our trumpet section from Hardy, Virginia, Steve McEwen. From Rochester, New York, Tim White. And from Fairfax, Virginia, Brian Compton. I mentioned to you that it was 1972 when the New Virginians was formed. Well, one of the people who was part of the professional team that created the New Virginians then, and a man who has conducted every New Virginians show since that time, a wonderful musical arranger who could bring out the best in every performer, and a darn nice guy to work with, Professor Paul Gresky. Here's the show band with a tune called Cannonball. Featured on our 1990 album, for which we are taking advanced orders right now. I just thought I'd throw that in. There are very few times in the history of music when you can point at a particular time, at a particular place, and say, music changed because of what happened this day. But one of those days was exactly 25 years ago. February 9th, 1964. Four young men from England called the Beatles arrived in America and appeared very first time on the Ed Sullivan Show. And what they did started turning popular music inside out and upside down. We're still dealing with the results. Now, if you happen to be able to remember back that far, remember that appearance on the Sullivan Show, the songs they did really were love songs, but they were so different from anything we expected to hear. And so was the reaction of their audience.
just because their music wasn't ordinary, and because they didn't always sing about ordinary things. Or else, when they did, they made us look at those things in a little different way, and maybe helped us understand ourselves just a little bit better.
He's a real nowhere man, sitting in his nowhere land, making all his nowhere plans, but nobody doesn't have a point of view, knows not where he's going to. Isn't he a bit like you and me? Day after day, alone on a hill, the man with the foolish grin is keeping perfectly still. But nobody wants to know him. They can see that he's just a fool, and he never gives an answer. But the fool on the hill sees the sun going down, and the eyes in his head see the world spinning round. Nobody picks up the rice in a church where a wedding has been. Lives in a dream, waits at the window, wearing a face that she keeps in a jar by the door. Who is it for? All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong? Died in a church and was buried along with her name. Nobody came. Father of Kennedy. The good from his hands as he walks from the grave. No one to say, all the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all
So who were the real Beatles? What was it that made them so fascinating? Well, it seemed they were at their very best when they refused to take anything seriously, including their success, and especially themselves. In fact, this song might be exactly how they thought about themselves.
With Sergeant Pepper lonely on no band, they hope you will enjoy the show. Sergeant Pepper's lonely hearts
So why did the most successful group in history break up? Well, partly they were victims of their own success. You see, the Beatles were the very first superstar group, and they had trouble coping with some of the things that went along with it. They were also four very different individuals, and eventually that individuality carried them in four very different directions. You know, someone once asked Paul why he quit the Beatles, and he replied, "I didn't quit the Beatles. The Beatles quit the Beatles."
Ringo Starr was the ordinary Beatle. When the group broke up, he recorded an album of his own and played drums for some of the other ex-Beatles. But the kid who'd grown up in the toughest slums of Liverpool was happy to retire.
And George Harrison was the invisible Beatle. In fact, when the group broke up, he went on tour with Eric Clapton and no one even recognized him. His first solo project was a triple album of his own songs, and is now considered a superstar in his own right. He's finally gained the recognition he never received as a Beatle.
Paul McCartney was the lovable Beatle, and until Michael Jackson surpassed him, he was also the richest songwriter alive. He had hits with his band Wings, duets with Michael Jackson and Stevie Wonder, and he just keeps turning out hit song after hit song.
John Lennon, the angry Beatle, the one who believed that all we really need is love, was shot to death from his New York apartment at the age of 40. He's joined a small group of martyrs, people like Abraham, Martin, and that other John, who happened to be at the right place at the right time to try and change the world.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. When the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. Let it be.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you enjoyed the program tonight? Just remember, if you have enjoyed it, these are the New Virginians from Virginia Tech. If you have not enjoyed it, this has been the UK Glee Club. Nah, they couldn't make it up the steps. This is the point in the show when, as we travel around the state of Virginia in particularly, I do a little commercial for Virginia Tech, pointing out that, you know, it is a major national university. You can get yourself a great education there. Well, I'm not going to do that here. We are being hosted by Pikeville College, and it would be distasteful to try to tell anybody you could come to Virginia Tech. But let's talk grad school. I'm not kidding. Keep us in mind. There's a lot that you will find on the tech campus. There are so many places you can get yourself a wonderful education. Tech is one of them, and the New Virginians happens to be one of the unique things that we do have on our campus, as well as a football team that's trying to break even this year. But they're doing a wonderful job. If you have a chance to get involved with something like the New Virginians, and certainly if there's anyone who is interested, we'd love to meet you, but anywhere you might go, bear in mind that there is not just what you see up on stage. And that goes for anything in the music business, anything in the entertainment business these days. Even a symphony orchestra concert. Nowadays, I've played some concerts with the Roanoke Symphony. Even they have to have their sound system working right, they have to have their lighting. And so our behind-the-scenes people are just as important, and sometimes even more important than the people here on the stage. And I would especially like to acknowledge our student technical crew because they are one of the best in the country. Yay, technicians! We also have a full-time student public relations staff, which is kind of unusual. And there are people who are interested in going into professionally into public relations, graphics, photography, layout, journalism, marketing. They get a chance with the New Virginians to do it hands-on, and you will have a chance to meet a couple of the delightful young ladies who are on our public relations staff as you stop by our record table tonight. I did mention the record table, didn't I? Just wanted to check. This group has been going for 18 years. There have been a lot of alumni graduated from this group, and for our finale, we'd sort of like to pay tribute to every one of them, and really to everyone who enjoys performing on the stage and who's had a chance to do it. It's marvelous to be up here under the lights, and of course it is your response, your laughter, your applause, your appreciation that makes it all worthwhile. But over the years, I think in the minds of every single one of those performers, perhaps in the back of their minds, as they've studied their elementary education, their aerospace engineering, their hotel restaurant management, whatever career they might be aiming at, there's been one special thought.
Give my regards to remember me to Harold Square. Remember me to Harold Square. Tell all the gang at 42nd Street that I will soon be there, soon be there. today. I am fighting